Starting an album is a slightly daunting prospect. You have to sort of shut out the outside world and just really make sure that you're ready to pounce on anything, as it passes. You've got to be very open.
Starting an album often is us just getting in a room and improvising and jamming. That's a huge part of the songwriting process for us. The reason we really like improvising at the beginning is because of the spontaneity and that it takes you away from a regular song structure. So we record everything and listen back, and sometimes you think, God, that sounds really crap and embarrassing. But sometimes there'll be little melodies that you can take out and build on. This time we were very intent on using less in terms of instrumentation. We were much more interested in the space, and this time we really wanted to strip things back. All the sounds and melodies are chosen to help form and shape the narrative of the song. Except for Alva and Clay, all the songs were inspired by characters from books I read and films I watched. That's how the idea to use people's names as song titles came about.
We recorded the strings at Angel Studios in London. Nick Ingman did the conducting, and he also helped with the arranging and the orchestration. We wanted to use 30 or so players, and I think we felt we really needed that number of people, because if you want to reference that sort of cinematic sound world, it feels like you have to have at least that number. And we kind of really wanted that contrast when the strings came in to the intimate little group that the voice was surrounded by, with just maybe one or two guitars and a piano.
When you dream, you only dream you're Annabelle.
Annabelle, I think, came together more or less in about 10 minutes, because we were able to just go through the whole arrangement as an improvisation, and I think that's a wonderful feeling. And if you're writing as you're listening in the same moment, I think it means that the moment that you're in is sort of unique.
We've made 5 films, all written, directed and edited by Lisa Gunning. We approached the record company before the album was finished and said we'd really like to make a little film for Stranger, Annabelle and Joe, even though we knew it was highly unlikely they'd be singles or anything. I felt passionately about making a film for Annabelle, because I thought that unless there was a visual story, it may never be understood what the song was actually about.
With Lisa, we were incredibly lucky. She was around while the album was being written, so she heard stuff really quite early on, which meant she was thinking and involved in the whole aesthetic that we were evolving over quite a long period of time. And so it meant when she came to shoot and storyboard the material, she was just incredibly in sync with the whole aesthetic.
It was amazing that we managed to make 5 films at all, really. People very generously giving us their time for nothing or very little anyway, and lending us equipment, and Lisa and I cooking dinner for people at our house, and you know, I mean, it was a real sort of cottage industry, if you like. Everybody really mucked in and worked really hard because they wanted to do it, you know. So it was a wonderful experience.